Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking Real Housewives of Atlanta, Porsha Williams. Anything I say is alleged in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram, on the Instagrammies at AnonymousRealityT. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so that it gets out into the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes. So let's get into it. So as y'all know, Porsha is doing the press run for Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's on all of the major talk shows and all of the things. One of the things that was discussed, that we'll discuss in this video, is how she feels about Drew, because her and Drew were cool. Porsha basically explains that Drew made it seem like she wanted Porsha back on the show and was fighting for Porsha to come back on the show so that they can continue to showcase their friendship. Porsha feels that Drew set Porsha up to basically be back on the show for her to be involved in some sort of triangle with Drew and Dennis. Even though Drew claims that it's, this is according to Porsha, although it was perceived that it was just professional with Drew and Dennis working on music together, that little things would happen to where it would be like Dennis would hit Porsha up to invite Porsha to Drew's birthday party, and then Porsha would contact Drew like, why didn't you just contact me to your birthday party? And she's like, well, like just like little games like that. And then also Porsha felt that Drew was trying to be her. She's like, you were the ambassador for Go Naked Hair. You should just be wearing this hair, and when it gets dirty, clean it and then put it back in and all these things. But you were trying to schedule photo shoots with Go Naked Hair behind my back, and I'm the owner of Go Naked Hair, so anything that happens pertaining to Go Naked Hair runs through me. So nonetheless, she just feels as though, it was potentially, she feels maybe set up to an extent. Now, since this, Drew Sidor's sister has come out and has said that Porsha is on a lying tour and tags Porsha. And has since, according to the Breakfast Club this morning, as Lauren's doing her recap and Jess Hilarious is back, Lauren reveals that Dennis, Porsha's baby daddy, has responded to Drew Sidor's sister and was like, listen, nothing on my baby mama, but Drew, let's not have the album get pushed back, with some laughing emojis. So I don't, here's the thing. People are not going to feel sympathy for Porsha because of how her and Simon got together. Even though it was a former coworker, this and that, it's still messy. This was still a married man, no matter how you slice and dice it, right? As for whether or not Drew Sidor is trying to be Porsha, that's interesting, right? But it's weird, because I've never heard of until, recently that Dennis McKinley was producing anything. We see him as the hot dog man. We see him, doing all of these other things, all of these other business ventures, with alcohol and all this other stuff. But I never knew him to be a music producer till recently. So, and then also, no shade but shade. I wasn't checking for Drew Sidor music, so I don't know, how this is going to go. Maybe she just feels since she's on the show, she's on the platform, why not use her platform to promote music? But I don't know how this is going to go, y'all. I do not know how this is going to go and all of the things. The other thing I wanted to talk about in this video is Porsha versus Nene. Now, Porsha is on the Breakfast Club, is trying to explain the drama that happened with the Upshaws, because remember, Nene came out and said that Porsha tried to sabotage her and all this and that, and had showed a screen grab of a text exchange that that Nene was supposed to be her big sis and all this, and that she was backstabbing and all this, and she was supposed to be on her side and all of that. And so, nonetheless, Porsha said the following. Porsha said that Nene that she was stressed out, that she just was, cool with Simon. They had just had a great date or whatever recently. And then, she came to some realization that the marriage was over or that they were going to be breaking up soon. So she was having a meltdown in the dressing room of the Upshaws. And then just hearing Nene's voice had triggered her because they haven't talked in a while. She didn't have any issues with her. However, that just triggered her and she couldn't continue on. No. Now here's the thing. I am, there's no sides here. If I feel Porsha's right for something, like I feel she's right in dragging Simone, I'm gonna eat it, right? But in this instance, with the Drew Sidora stuff, I feel like two things can be true, right? I feel like if Drew was trying to do stuff sneaky behind Porsha's back or do sneaky things for a storyline to get a reaction out of Porsha, I feel that was wrong, right? But as for whatever her and Dennis and things got going on, like Porsha doesn't have legroom to talk when she came on the scene, literally taking her coworker's husband. But in this case of Nene, here's what I think happened. Because I believe at the time, from what I recall, I don't think the lawsuit with Bravo and NBC Universal was settled yet. So here's what I think happened. I think because there was a big splash of Porsha being announced, coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, there was a big splash that she has a production deal as well with Peacock for production companies to produce other shows and act and star in other shows and other programming outside of Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you'll notice on her being on The View yesterday, she also promoted that she's going to also be in a Lifetime movie, right? So nonetheless, I think it was told to her that by the powers that be, this is just my opinion, all alleged, that with Nene being there, you cannot do any filming, you can't do any scenes with her. You can't be, y'all can't do anything together because we still, for right now, we are not having Nene affiliated in any capacity with Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think somebody told Porsha that. I think they wanted to market Porsha, have Porsha be the face of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they wanted no Nene association. Now, we of course know later that Nene and Cynthia did the scene together for the Upshaws, right? But keep in mind, Cynthia's a friend of the show. She's not the one that they've given the peach. She's not the one that they've set up with the production company. And you're going to say, well, Anonymous T didn't, isn't Nene doing some stuff with NBC, doing some red carpet stuff and all this and that? Yes, she is. Yes, she is. But it is going to remain to be seen. I think they're really banking on restructuring Housewives with Shamia kind of being connected to all the Housewives and pushing Porsha as the face, that saying this is Porsha's show, this is Porsha representing us. We think that we can keep this show afloat. We think we can pull in the ratings and then later have Phaedra come in. And it was interesting because when Porsha was talking about former housewives coming back, how she basically said without saying certain housewives are allowed to come back and certain housewives are not. Basically, that implied to me that there's still potential for Kenya to be back or for Kenya to be on the reunion. There's still potential for Kenya to come back season 17. But it sounds like it's a no-go as far as Nene Leakes. Even though Nene is doing these other spots, I doubt as of now it's a Phaedra situation. Because although maybe some people at the network are going to give her these little jobs here and there, these little red carpet things for the Oscars, for the Grammys and that sort of thing, and have her do these little hosting gigs or these little watch parties, I still think there is bad blood between Nene and Andy Cohen. So that is the piece I'm not seeing. But nonetheless, that is just my opinion. That is just my thoughts. I feel that ultimately, whoever the powers that be did not want Porsha and Nene together in any capacity. But Porsha had to come up with some ridiculous story that made zero sense. You know, because we did see obviously Nene hanging out with her ex or her estranged husband and everything else with Nene's ex-boyfriend and everything else. But I think that was the best that they told her to come up with. And it's not convincing at all. I just think, like I said at the time, Nene technically was still blackballed from everything, and I don't think they wanted Porsha, with her being the face of Housewives for Atlanta, to. I don't think they wanted to muddy any of that waters or get the conversation going of let's bring Nene back. So there's that. So that's all I got. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.